In the harshness of nature, there are species born to fight, not with strength, but with thinking. When intelligence becomes a weapon, who is the real ruler? Wild intelligence. The survival battle of the monkeys. In a world where blood and instinct once determined the fate of every living being, there are still those who chose a different path, the path of thinking and evolution. From ruthless predators to masters of creating tools, they have written a magical journey of survival intelligence, where instinct and thinking become one. It is the story of primates, creatures that not only learn to survive, but also learn to understand and adapt to the world around them. The story of the greatest survival minds on the planet. The sun scorched the African savanna. The hot wind blew dust up, mixed with distant roars, the sound of domination. In a land where the weak have only one choice, submit or disappear, a troop of baboons moves like an organized army. They are not just primates, but warriors with intelligence. Baboons can weigh up to 30 kilograms. Their bodies are solid with long, razor-sharp fangs. But their true strength lies not in their muscles, but in their ability to calculate, coordinate, and manipulate society. Within the troop, order is built on alliances and power. A strong male is not necessarily the dominant one. The truly fearsome one is the one who knows when to fight and when to bow. Every mating season, a power struggle erupts. Roars tear the air. Two giant bodies collide. Only one is allowed to approach the female, and the price of defeat is blood. The world of baboons is a mix of violence and politics. The dominant males do not rely solely on strength. They know how to form alliances, share food, and even care for their young to build trust. A dynasty that is run not by weapons, but by strategy. When hunger strikes, the baboons turn into cold-blooded hunters. They coordinate closely, dividing into groups to surround young antelopes or smaller monkeys. Each hunt is a plan calculated precisely down to the moment. When the prey falls, the whole group rushes forward with a triumphant roar, tearing and tearing madly in the dust and hot blood. In that moment, the line between intelligence and cruelty almost disappears. The baboons, who rule the savanna with both blood and strategy, are proof that in nature, intelligence not only creates life, but also maintains power. Thousands of miles to the north, nature tells a different story, a story of ice, steam, and silence. If baboons use their intelligence to dominate through power and violence, Japanese snow monkeys choose a different path, one where intelligence is expressed through serenity, emotion, and connection. In the snow-capped mountains of Nagano, warm steam rises from natural springs in the harsh winter. In the misty mist, thick, gray-brown furred creatures bask in the serenity, Japanese snow monkeys, or Japanese macaques. They have distinctive rosy faces, sad eyes, and fur twice as thick as most other monkeys, a natural coat that helps them withstand colds that can drop as low as 15 degrees Celsius. As the primates living at the highest latitudes on the planet, they have developed an amazing ability to regulate their body temperature, reducing movement, conserving energy, and relying on collective warmth to survive the icy winter. But the decisive factor for their survival lies not only in their bodies, but in their intelligence. When they discovered hot springs created by volcanic activity, they were not only curious, but also learned to use them as a survival tool. Bathing behavior was first recorded in a young female, and quickly spread throughout the group through observation, imitation, and memorization, a form of social learning rarely seen in the wild. Now, on snowy days, the monkeys gather around the lake, sitting close together, grooming, warming themselves, or dozing off, as if enjoying a moment of peace in the cruel winter. However, behind this seemingly peaceful scene is a highly ordered society. The high-ranking females occupy the center of the lake, where the water is warmest, while the lower-ranking individuals linger on the edges. Even in their relaxation, power still governs every movement. While the steam still covers the lake, the breeding season brings another storm, a storm of power and instinct. The adult males leave the group of young, approaching the center where the dominant females are bathing. Growlings echo through the cold mist. The fight ends quickly, but its effects last throughout the winter. Many wiser males choose to please females by caring, grooming, and sharing food, building temporary alliances, soft but effective strategies to survive in a society full of rules. That behavior, along with the habit of bathing in hot springs, reflects a complex social intelligence rarely seen in wild animals. Snow monkeys not only know how to take advantage of nature, but also know how to take advantage of emotions and connections to achieve their goals. When spring comes, they play in the snow, hug their young, and make soft sounds like affectionate calls. In those red eyes there is something beyond instinct, a ray of awareness, of thought and emotion. In the midst of the frozen world, this small primate has proven that intelligence, emotion, and connection are the real fire that helps them survive. Yet even higher up, another primate is battling the harsh winter in its own way. At an altitude of more than 3,000 meters in the Sichuan mountains, China, the wind howls through the snow-covered green pine forests, and winter temperatures can drop below 20 degrees Celsius. Life seems impossible to survive. But amidst that icy landscape, there are still patches of brilliant yellow moving in the deep forest. That is the golden snub-nosed monkey, one of the strangest and rarest primates on the planet. They have an unusual beauty, a striking blue face, a distinctive snub-nosed nose, pink lips, and a thick coat of orange-yellow fur up to 10 centimeters, enough to resist the biting cold. Adult males have a shaggy crown-like mane, weighing up to 20 kilograms, twice that of females. The fur is not only to keep warm, but also a symbol of strength and status in the group. But in this harsh world, beauty does not sustain anyone. The golden snub-nosed monkey is almost entirely vegetarian. Leaves, shoots, seeds, fruits, and moss are its main source of nutrition. When winter comes, they have to graze on bark and lichen, the few things left in the cold forest. Finding food requires not only strength, but also absolute cooperation. They live in large groups, which can number up to 600 individuals, divided into many small groups, each with an adult male, several females, and young. As they move, they call to each other with a sound that echoes through the forest, like navigational signals in the thick fog. Each member of the group has a role, and it is this coordination that helps them survive the harshest months. When spring comes, the snow melts and instincts arise. The young males begin to challenge the leader. The two golden figures rush into each other. The loser retreats in silence. The winner does not kill, but stands panting in the mist as an affirmation of power. In the world of the golden snub-nosed monkey, violence is not for slaughter, but for maintaining order. In the harsh cold, it is intelligence and solidarity that provide the warmth that helps the group survive. Spring comes, the forest turns green again. Females begin their breeding season pregnant for nearly 7 months before giving birth to a single calf. The males not only protect, but also share food and keep the young warm. The whole troop cares for the young together, a rare communal culture in the animal world. Day by day, they grow up to the echoing calls of the mountains and forests, learning to climb, find food, and integrate into the herd. Here, survival is a collective lesson passed from generation to generation, not by words, but by actions, memories, and bonds. However, despite their intelligence and adaptability, the golden snub-nosed monkey is still facing its most dangerous enemy, humans. Deforestation, hunting, and climate change are making their habitat increasingly narrow. Currently, it is estimated that there are only about 20,000 individuals left in the wild, and they have been classified as endangered, according to IUCN. In the wild snow forest, these sunny creatures still steadfastly survive, not by strength or intrigue, but by affection, solidarity, and collective intelligence. Baboons represent power, snow monkeys represent emotions, then golden snub-nosed monkeys are the symbol of solidarity, the intelligence that makes the herd become a unified block in the face of harsh challenges of nature. In the middle of the African jungle, where light filters through the dense canopy of trees, There is a primate that is considered the closest reflection of humans: chimpanzees. If baboons rule by power, snow monkeys by emotion, golden snub-nosed monkeys by solidarity, chimpanzees choose the path of strategy and ingenuity, where every action contains a plan. In their world, intelligence is not only for survival but also for controlling survival. Chimpanzees can make and use tools, break tree branches into spears to hunt small monkeys, sharpen sticks into sharp points, use stones to break seeds, or dip branches into termite nests to fish for prey. They are aiming at a smaller monkey, the small monkey sitting on the tree still unaware of the lurking danger. Suddenly, the chimpanzees begin their attack. But what makes them even more amazing is not the tools, but the way they read each other's emotions and intentions. In the group, males compete for power not only by force, but also by political alliances. A light touch, a grooming action, or a small cry can also be a promise, the beginning of a coup. Each chimpanzee knows when to roar, when to be silent, when to shake hands, and when to betray. It is no longer instinct, but calculation. The leaders are like strategists, knowing how to build power through trust, knowing how to divide the prey at the right time to maintain loyalty. And when the opportunity comes, with just a scream, the whole group will turn around, putting a new one on the throne. Chimpanzees also know love, hate, and grief. They hug the bodies of their own kind, caress their dead babies, and sometimes look up at the sky as if thinking. Those emotions, which seem to be exclusive to humans, are present in the primeval green forest. Between the fragile boundary between animals and humans, chimpanzees are proof that intelligence evolved not just to survive, but to understand, remember, and choose. And perhaps, in that deep gaze, is the question that humans have asked themselves. Are we different, or just the next step in the journey of intelligence? In the harsh nature, apes have proven intelligence is the true power of life. From violence, emotion to solidarity, all are different forms of survival. What do you think? Can intelligence help them overcome nature, or will it be challenged by it? Follow the channel to discover more wild stories. In the midst of harsh nature, monkeys have proven intelligence is the true power of life. From violence, emotion to solidarity, all are different forms of survival. What do you think? Can intelligence help them overcome nature, or will it be challenged by it? Follow the channel to discover more wild stories. We often admire the majesty of male lions, talk passionately about the speed of cheetahs, or the unparalleled strength of adult male elephants. But what about the females? They have long been considered dependent, meek, and submissive. But the harsh reality of nature proves otherwise. The queens of the savanna are not weak. They are independent, ruthless when necessary, and can manipulate even men in their game of survival. Queen of the savanna, the female battle for survival. The vast savanna stretches endlessly under the scorching sun. A gentle breeze blows through the tall grasses, carrying the rustling sound of life. In this wild world, the most formidable predators are not always the males with sharp claws and rippling muscles. The truth is, the females have secrets of their own, secrets that have been forgotten or deliberately ignored. They are not just devoted mothers or loyal mates. In fact, they can be independent, strong, even cunning. And above all, they control the game. In the distance, a pride of lionesses quietly approached the buffalo herd that was grazing. They coordinated their movements in perfect harmony, each step like a skilled dancer on the stage of death. There were no males in the group, but that did not matter. In this world, females are not weaklings who need protecting. They hunt, fight, and protect each other. There is no one to rely on but themselves. Here, survival is a never-ending battle. And none of them can count on the males to help. What good are males anyway? Lauren and her sister walked in silence. Behind them, the traces of a separation were still etched on the dry ground. They had once belonged to a powerful pride, but those days were over. As food became scarce, conflicts within the pride escalated. Females were forced to fight for food, and the weaker ones were pushed aside. Now the sisters set out on a new journey, in search of new land, a territory to call home. But for lions, territory and males often go hand in hand. Lauren knew that if they wanted a safe place, they needed a protector, a truly strong male. In the twilight, Lauren spotted a mature male with a golden mane. He stood there, proud as an uncrowned king. But Lauren was not one to be subdued. She was not looking for an ordinary male. She wanted a true warrior, one strong enough to protect her and her future cubs. As she passed, her eyes flicked defiantly. If he was strong enough, he would get the message. And if he didn't keep up, he wasn't worth it. In the distance, a growl echoed. Another male lion moved closer, and this time, Lauren let him. Mating with lions was not a romantic act. 20 intense seconds, repeated hundreds of times over 5 days. Nibbles on the neck, growls of displeasure. But without these repeated matings, Lauren would never get pregnant. And when there were 3 males in the pride, she didn't hesitate to take advantage. Because in this world, the winner is the one who plays by the rules. On the savanna, things are not always as we think. Many people believe that the males are the rulers, the ones who decide the fate of the herd. But the reality is the opposite. It is the females who do the choosing. They watch, test, and only the strongest males get the chance to pass on their genes. The weak, the slow, they are mercilessly eliminated. The sun rose slowly, casting a golden light over the vast Serengeti grasslands. In the distance, the roar of elephants echoed across the savanna. In this land, there was a kingdom ruled not by large males, but by strong and intelligent females, mothers who held the fate of the herd. At the center of the herd, Esther, the matriarch, walked majestically. Each step was slow but sure, as if she herself controlled the land. Her herd had no males. They did not need them. This herd was a kingdom of females, mothers who shouldered the responsibility of guiding the next generation, passing on the wisdom accumulated over decades. Under Esther's leadership, the herd maintained perfect order. The young were tightly protected within the ring of adults. Any threat that approached would be chased away immediately. When a baby elephant falls from exhaustion, the older females will surround it, patting its small body with their trunks, as if to give it strength. They leave no one behind, but no matter how strong this herd is, danger always lurks. In the distance, a giant bull elephant is approaching. He was chased away from the herd many years ago, but today he has returned with a single purpose: to find a female to mate with. Esther stops, ears wide, eyes alert. She knows how dangerous males in heat can be. They are no longer the gentle brothers of the past, but fighting machines willing to do anything to win the right to mate. If she does not act now, the herd could fall into chaos. The male moves closer, his long tusks reflecting the sunlight, his feet crushing the dry grass. He roars defiantly. The young female elephants backed away, but Esther remains still. She had no intention of giving in. With a decisive movement, Esther slammed her trunk into the ground, making a loud noise. The herd immediately understood the signal. The other females quickly gathered, forming a protective circle around the young ones. They were not afraid, because they knew that when they stood together, no one could hurt them. The male elephant hesitated. He realized that he was facing a force that could not be underestimated. If he dared to charge in, he would be surrounded and pushed back. This fight was not worth the risk. Finally, he roared and turned away, leaving behind a herd of female elephants that stood firm, unflinching. Esther let out a soft breath, then continued to lead her herd forward. She knew that this would not be the last time they faced danger. But as long as they were together, nothing could bring them down. In this world, children are more than gentle mothers. They are warriors, protectors, and bearers of the fate of a generation. And in their kingdom, power lies not in the claws of the strong, but in the unity of strong hearts. The sun slowly sets behind the low trees, painting the Serengeti savanna a golden yellow. A gentle breeze blows, carrying the moisture of the nearby river and the growls of predators preparing to strike. In this world, strength does not always determine who survives. Intelligence, patience, and strategy are the key factors that have helped the species survive for millennia. In a shallow swamp, Kathy, an adult female hippo, glides gracefully through the water. Unlike lions or leopards, Kathy does not need to hunt every day, but that does not mean her life is easier. She is pregnant, and that means danger is always lurking. At any moment, a male hippo could appear and cause tragedy. In the world of hippos, males are fierce rulers. They not only fight for control of their territory, but are also willing to kill cubs that are not their own. That's why Kathy had to adopt a survival strategy that had served her ancestors for centuries, keeping her distance. She never got too close to a mature male, always blending into the safest waters where other females could help protect her unborn child. In the distance, a huge male hippo emerged from the water. He was the dominant hippo in the area, with scars crisscrossing his back from countless battles. His eyes were trained on Kathy, studying her every move. If he discovered she was pregnant, he would likely try to possess her, or even kill her unborn child to make her ready to mate again. But Kathy showed no signs of concern. She slowly sank to the surface, revealing only her eyes and nostrils. She moved slowly, as if completely indifferent to the male's presence. This was her strategy: no provocation, no running, just not drawing attention. In the natural world, sometimes victory is not won by the strongest, but by those who know when to hide. The male stood still for a moment, then turned away. He sensed no sign of challenge from Kathy, nor did he have any reason to waste energy. In that moment, Kathy had won. She had protected her child, at least for today. But survival strategies are not limited to hippos. In another corner of the savanna, Josie, a young female baboon, was also applying her own tactics to gain a place in the herd. Josie was not the strongest individual, nor was she the dominant one in the group. In the world of baboons, females must use intelligence more than strength. Unlike lions or elephants, baboon groups are ruled by a strict hierarchy, where the strongest females have priority access to food and mating rights. But Josie knows one thing to survive. Sometimes you have to play by the rules or find a way around them. She can't beat the dominant females with strength, but she can do something else: build alliances. By being friendly with the higher status females, sharing food, and caring for their young, Josie gradually gains their trust. When an aggressive male approaches, trying to steal her food, an older female immediately intervenes, chasing the intruder away. Josie doesn't need to fight, she just needs allies. On the savanna, it's not necessarily the strongest that survives, but the one who adapts. Kathy uses patience and calmness to avoid danger. Josie uses wisdom to build her position in the pack. No matter the species, the principle remains the same. Only those who understand the laws of nature survive. And in this world, it is not just the predators who survive, but those who know how to avoid becoming prey. The Serengeti sun burns brightly in the vast sky, casting a golden glow over the endless grasslands. In this world where predators often rely on the strength of the males to maintain order in the pack, there is a group of cheetahs that have written their own story. They do not need territory, do not need a male to lead the pack. They only have each other: Victoria, Maya, Zara, and Luna, 4 powerful female cheetahs, hunters who are not bound by any rules. Cooperation between female cheetahs is rare in nature. But this is no ordinary group. Victoria is the most experienced, having lived alone for many years before realizing that even the fastest species on the planet has its limits when alone. Maya, with her sharp eyes and keen hunting instincts, is the one who never misses an opportunity to take down her prey. Zara, young but wiry, was the perfect troublemaker for any hunt. And lastly, Luna, intelligent and patient, who always thought before she acted. Today, like any other day, they moved across the savanna, their sharp yellow eyes scanning every gust of wind, every movement in the tall grass. They weren't looking for trouble, but if they got the chance, they would take advantage of it. And right now, not far from them, a herd of wildebeest was making its way slowly toward a shallow stream. In the Serengeti, wildebeest were familiar prey for lions and hyenas, but for cheetahs, they were a formidable target. Too big, too powerful. But Victoria knew that if she could separate a calf from the herd, dinner would be theirs. The females quickly put their plan into action. Maya and Zara moved to the left of the herd, skirting the undergrowth to avoid detection. Meanwhile, Victoria and Luna crawled along the ground, heading for the crossing point where the herd would pass. The 4 cheetahs panted quietly, their eyes still shining with alertness. There was no lion-like roar of victory, no hyena-like howl of joy. There was no time to celebrate. Zara and Luna quickly dragged the carcass into a dense bush, where predators like hyenas or vultures would have a hard time finding it. When night fell, the female cheetahs could truly enjoy their feast. The solitary cheetahs usually had to hurry to eat before they were snatched away, but tonight Victoria, Maya, Zara and Luna could take it easy. They took turns eating, while the others kept watch. This was the advantage of an alliance. No one had to fight alone. In the distance, a male leopard appeared in the darkness, its piercing blue eyes watching from afar. It was probably looking for an opportunity to seize food or pursue one of them. But Victoria didn't care. Because in this group, no one needed a male to protect or command. There was no leader, no follower. They only had each other, surviving together, hunting together. As the silver moon shone down on the Serengeti, 4 cheetahs lay in the shade of a tree, their bodies as sturdy as the anonymous rulers of the savanna. No male interfered with their lives, no territory held them captive. Victoria closed her eyes, her breathing slowing. Maya licked the blood from her muzzle, while Zara and Luna kept their eyes on the horizon. Because tomorrow, the battle for survival would resume, but as long as they were together, no one could easily defeat them. They were the independent hunters, the lawbreakers of nature, the uncrowned queens of the Serengeti. And when dawn broke, they would rise again, silently crossing the endless savanna, continuing to dominate the game.